Namaskar, my name is Binoy and I'm a banker by profession. And apart from banking, I also study Indian culture, Indian civilization, and our traditional wisdom system vis-a-vis the Western culture, the Western philosophy, and the Western knowledge system. And I also work towards creating awareness among the people about the Hindu civilization, which is the oldest living civilization of the world. And in this video, I would try and make a comparative analysis between Hindu education system and the English education system. So English education, if I may define it, I would say it is that education which is coming from a certain school of thought, certain background in Europe, basically the Anglo-Saxon Protestant white Christian people who in the last few centuries produced phenomenal amount of literature in various branches of knowledge, and it is essentially that knowledge which forms the bedrock of what we know as the English education. So it should not be confused with English as a language or the study of English language. Its grounds are far larger than that. So today it's needless to say that English is the most impactful education system, not just in India but across the world. And therefore, I think it is very important that we understand the very essence of English education system vis-a-vis the Hindu education system, which existed in India for thousands of years. It thrived, it flowered, and with this education system, India once achieved phenomenal heights. Once, India was the largest economy in the world before the British arrived. It was the largest textile industry in the world. It invented the best quality steel, which later on the British replicated, and which guided their entire industrial revolution, and so on and so forth. So for this purpose, in order to understand the two education system in true perspective, I have picked up 2 points in which I will try and explain some fundamental difference that exists between the two system of learning. So firstly, the English education system is informative in nature. Here, education is transmitted only at the level of information. In the realm of English education, you do not have any instrument to internalize the knowledge that you learn. You have no way to have a first-hand personal experience of what you gather as knowledge. So if you are told that E equals to mc square, you have no ways to embody that knowledge. You have no way to have a personal experience of that dimension of knowledge. But in the Hindu education system, its focus has always been to bring the knowledge into your personal living experience. You see, if we say the Brahman is the manifestation of the Brahman itself, there is all the instruments, all the methods to give you a first-hand direct personal experience of that knowledge. You see, the entire science of yoga has evolved to bring the singularity of the universe, the all pervasive field of energy into your personal living experience. So this is one fundamental difference that exists between the two education systems. And the second is the difference in metaphysics. And metaphysics is very important because it has worked through the evolution of education system both in the East and in the West. So the Western metaphysics is that the entire universe was created by an all-powerful being which is outside the realm of this universe, which is infinitely above this universe. It is up there in the heaven, all the time watching over its creation. So there is a clear separation, there is a clear split between the creator and the creation, the man and the God. So man of the book can only go to their worship places and pray and can conduct their life in a certain way as per the dogmatic postulation in the book, and can only hope that on the day of judgment they would be allowed heaven. But they do not have any instrument to experience the divine of the God in this life. They have no means to connect with the God. They can in no way connect with the Supreme Being, because in their belief the Supreme is infinitely away from this universe, and it is in line with this belief that the man of the book looks upon the creation around it as the gift of the God for the enjoyment of man. But as far as the Hindu people are concerned, their understanding of the cosmology is totally different. Any Hindu people would tell you that, they see no separation between the God and the man. They see no separation, no split between the creator and the creation. And they would tell you that it is one single field of consciousness, which they in their own term refer to as the Brahman, and it is this Brahman which is manifested into the form of this Brahman. So therefore the divine is not separate from this universe. The divine is within and beyond the universe. So therefore the Hindu people have this culture of worshipping just about everything: man, woman, tree, river, mountain, rock, just about everything, because they see the presence of the divine in every particle, in every atom, in every animate and inanimate things. We can use the analogy of the ocean to explain the Hindu idea of cosmology in a better way. You see, in the ocean we see innumerable waves arising and subsiding incessantly. And though these waves look different from each other, they do not have a separate existence in themselves. They are part of the same ocean, they are manifestation of the same ocean. So the deeper reality is the same ocean. So here the ocean is the Brahman, which is then manifested into innumerable different ways at the surface level that we see around us as the cosmos. And the entire Hindu education has evolved with this Vedic knowledge in the backdrop, and it has always strived to understand and bring into our personal experience the deeper reality from which we all are inseparable. And the understanding of this deeper reality becomes very crucial when we look at the social problems that we have around us today, which has kind of crippled us in many ways. You look at the most developed nation of the world and you see that people with all the property, with all the wealth, with all the name and fame, they're just not happy in themselves. So, you would see that most of our social problems are mainly related to our inability to be well. So, in this context, I think the Hindu education system has a lot to offer, and I believe it is time we weigh the two education system on their true merits. In the last 200 years of English education in India, what has it achieved and what were the achievements of the Hindu education system should be studied in greater length. And I think it's time we debate as to which education system is suitable for a country like India, and not just follow the English education system simply because it is the standard education system of the world today. We also need to understand in what way the English education system became the standard education system. Is it because of its true merit, or just because it was the education system of the British, who had the opportunity to go to all the parts of the world, colonize the people and imposed this education system upon their subject. So all these things needs to be looked at, all these things needs to be discussed, and I believe it's high time we evaluate these two education system and decide as per their merit as to which is the fittest education system for the progress of not just India but humanity in general. So thank you very much for watching. I appreciate.